And that would be the issue that bothers around the NLC and the Trade Union Congress that's talking about the organized labor and the meeting or the failed meeting or the failed agreement between them and the National Assembly. And even the national executives of the NLC have decided not to allow for an agreement, to ensue between these two. So they didn't quite have an agreement. And that's what we'll be looking into at this point in time. And that also being said, it is very important to bring to your audiovisual consciousness the fact that we'll be engaging our guest. That will be Dr. Austin Maho, who is a lecturer and public affairs commentator and publisher, Daybreak Nigeria newspaper, in the course of the discourse, right? And we'll also avail you the opportunity to bring your voice in and to be heard loudly and clearly, right? But the numbers would be 0907 353 0044. Or 0908-766-8888. The WhatsApp portal number where you can send a voice note as well as a WhatsApp message would be 0909-705-4450. My name is Uduak Daniel. All right, so well, there's quite a lot going on. I mean, when it comes to this matter, the ongoing, strike action by the organized labor in Nigeria, and of course the federal government. The strike, of course, from what was obtained from the NLC as at last week, they had said there may be a strike looming, for Monday, being the 3rd of June, 2024. If you recall, in our, news bulletin, we had put that out as at Friday when the news broke at the time, and many people didn't quite believe that might just happen. Even the federal government probably had not thought it through to thinking that the NLC was going to go through with this. But here we are on the 3rd of June, and the NLC has taken it a step further and declared the strike. Well, that strike this strike has been somewhat applauded by quite a number of Nigerians, while others still holding, their reservations concerning, what the outcome of the strike might be. A lot of people believe that this might just be, business as usual, tea party, and before you know it, everything is over and done with, and we're back to normalcy without any form of agreement reached. Well, the strike, has paralyzed some economic activities in the country, with many Nigerians feeling the pinch. Yes, the disputes between the federal government and the labor unions, led by the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, and the Trade Union Congress, TUC, centers on the minimum wage. What should be the new minimum wage, right? Despite several meetings, the two parties have failed to reach an agreement. Now, the minimum wage dispute, in case you're just tuning in for the first time, has been ongoing for months, with the labor unions demanding a new minimum wage of that goes beyond the usual, talking about the 494,000 naira, minimum wage right there. And the federal government is saying that, look, we cannot sustain that. It's going to cripple the economy. It's going to squeeze the economy. It's going to squeeze the economy. It's going to, bring more poverty. And then the federal government might have to also, cut down on the personnel or people working, for, the government and all of that, drastically. And that will affect quite a number of persons. And that is something that many of us wouldn't want, to happen, because should that happen, it means that we might be seeing a rise in, criminality here and there, because an idle mind is the devil's workshop, they say, yeah? And of course, these are the issues that are still, out there. Well, the meeting between the federal government and organized labor, well, the two of them have met, if I'm not mistaken, 5 times. With the last meeting, also ending in a deadlock, right? And that is what it is. Well, there are some questions that, really come out at this time. one of such questions would be the place of economic survival. But before we get into these critical questions, let us attempt to connect with our guest, who is in the person of Dr. Austin Maho, right? Dr. Austin Maho is our guest. He's a lecturer and public affairs commentator, publisher, Daybreak Nigeria, newspaper right there in Nigeria. So Dr. Austin Maho is going to be driving that conversation, for maybe the little time that he has, and we would indeed take it up from there, right? But let's also bring to the point the fact that the Attorney General of the Federation had also come out to saying that this would be a misnomer, that the NLC would be acting somewhat ridiculously by engaging the strike, that they didn't quite follow the due process, that usually there should be, some time maybe given before you go, embark on a strike like this. And hence, the order of the industrial court, still stands, and the NLC should be abiding, to it. Well, Akpabio, Senate President, had also tried to, bring himself into the issue, but then it doesn't seem as though all of these, are indeed going to bring some succor to the NLC federal government, saga. While many are saying that where was, the National Assembly all of these while when these, tussle was going on between the federal government and the NLC, they just kept mum. But let's also remind ourselves that whatever agencies, whatever body, whatever meeting, is ongoing between the federal government and the NLC, it would have meant that the National Assembly too was in on it. But as a body, the National Assembly probably wanted to step in at a time when they saw that it was becoming unbecoming, the situation, and when they began to see how this might indeed, or how this will indeed affect the Nigerian populace as well as the society, and they decided to step in at this time. But I mean, these sentiments still hold, as many really believe that this should have been something that would have come up earlier, and should not be a thing that is only surfacing at this time. Now, the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, and the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, in the person of George Akume, met with the organized labor in Abuja. Well, the meeting was aimed at reaching a compromise that should suspend the planned indefinite strike called by the NLC. That's talking about the Nigerian Labour Congress and the TUC. Organized labor is demanding 494,000 as the new minimum wage. However, Nigerians, the Nigerian government is proposing a 60,000 naira, gauge or benchmark for the new minimum wage, stressing that the proposed sum by the organized labor is unrealistic. The NLC and TUC Trade Union Congress had threatened to embark on a strike this Monday. Well, it was a threat, as of yesterday, but today it doesn't seem like a threat. It is indeed what is going on. But this might not really be affecting, the WAEC. WAEC has said, well, there's going to be, the exams going to still go on as proposed. So yes, thankfully that would not be affecting WAEC as it stands. And that's just what it is. Well, so we're still trying to get on with our guest right there. But while we do that, we can as well still hear from you. What are your thoughts about, what's going on between the NLC, the TUC, and the federal government? Is this long overdue? As many are also of the narrative that, hey, we have come, a long way. We saw how the bill to change, to go back to the former the previous national anthem was passed. We saw how, how fast, that bill was passed. It went through processes, though. I'm not saying it didn't go through processes, although many have said that it didn't quite follow the due process that it should, right? But then it went through a process, and then the two chambers agreed. and they passed. Of course, what could the president do? He just assented to it. Even though I also read in a publication, very legit, where the president has said that this was also part of his strong agenda. He really, really, threw his weight behind the going back to the former national anthem, talking about Nigeria, we hail thee, as against the Rise O Compatriot, anthem that was sung. Well, now outdated though, with in just a few days outdated now, and the new one has been adopted. Now, so Nigerians are saying that if we can really rush through things, or not really rush through, I wouldn't use the word rush, if we can sit down, deliberate, and pass a bill in 3 weeks, why can't we also pass the bill, that borders around electricity tariff? Why can't we also look, into matters that concern insecurity and give a decisive frontier to it? Why can't we always also, move to be making a bill that would alleviate the poverty, at least the suffering of Nigerians at a time like this? And why can't we, speaking on the subject of our discourse today, also get a bill that is feasible, workable, where the both parties, talking about the organized labor and the federal government, will come to a compromise, will come to an agreement and saying that, okay, this is what we have agreed, and this is something that is more human faced for the Nigerian worker as of now, right? Though the federal government is saying that they had put a 100% increment to the minimum wage, making it 60,000 naira. But some experts have also said that, considering what is going on, considering the plight of Nigeria, considering the inflation rate at this time, considering some of the policies put out there by the central bank and all of that, all of these, and considering the naira to dollar exchange value and all of that, it has exacerbated the suffering of Nigerians, and quite a number of Nigerians are going through a lot. Quite a number of Nigerians are going through a lot. 0907 353 0044 is that number to call, and then let's take your call. Let's be civil and responsible, go straight to the point. Hello, good morning.
I will go to the thread because of labor this morning.
Right.
Good morning to you.
Good morning to you, BB.
My name is BB Blessing. I'm calling from Osako. The issue that I want to ask this morning, organized labor, they say make they pay minimum wage, make they have salary. What of some states where they no feel even meet us for the demand of worker? What do we do? Secondly, what of private worker? Are they going to have salary for their work? No, we create this thing. Now, what I want to say, where is our president? They put mouth for this matter. Who they lose? Now, government they lose. I've been at the worker they lose. Worker not they lose. If they if they just like 10 years ago, if they start the work again, they go still pay their salary. Who is losing? Now, government they lose. Make they do the needful. Because where they want talk they are, they not go allow person wake up before they go announce what they want to do. But if for common man, they not go listen, they go produce the police gift. Now, school go day of strike now. Who go pay the money? Now the mother of the children, the father, now they go still pay. Make they do the right thing, make they do the needful. Now what are they beg them? Make they bring light. So I think they don't day of strike for light now. Make sure they give people light. Make they say they do their business. God bless you. God bless our country. Bye bye.
All right, that's what BB Blessing says right there, and she's made some questions out there. What would be your questions to that this time should be a time when we should begin to look at other issues? What about those who were not somewhat captured, with the Nigerian labor right there? Let's take this one. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my dear brother.
Yes, good morning. Alameen, welcome aboard. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm speaking from Mafo this point.
Yeah.
See, Uduak,
yes, please.
it is ridiculous when I hear the comparison. When people say the National Assembly can implement, the change of the National Assembly in 3 weeks. I think people are not really understanding the dynamism in governance.
Okay.
Was 9 trillion budgeted, was 6 trillion needed to pass the National Assembly bill? To pass the minimum wage bill, and NLC is demanding for 9.8 trillion. That is what it will cost. If that is not just for the federal government alone. Was the passing bill, look, there are dynamics. There are, I mean, you look at the implementation framework, is the resources available? How much was budgeted to pass, the national anthem, the national anthem? Almost at a zero cost. So if you're not saying people, you should just rush, and then when it is implemented, the 18,000 minimum wage that was implemented, how many states is paying? Zamfara State just confirmed that they 30,000 this month. Zamfara government, which means they are paying it. By years, the other state, they are still paying 25,000. And I ask again, when people, it is one thing for us to always be antagonistic to government. I'm not, look, if federal government implementing what is what of private sector,
Yeah.
Will I be able to, as someone that have people working in my farm, will I be able to pay him 400,000 a month? You that have house help in your house, you that, the cleaners, the utility staff in our station, Eagle FM, will Eagle FM, in terms of the economic reality, be able to pay people
All right.
minimum wage of 400,000?
Yeah, all right,
These are the issues that we need to understand and be sensible about it.
Okay.
NLC has shut down the national grid now. If you go around Odwan,
Yeah.
all of the government officials and offices is powered by generator. But business owner cannot afford it. Trillions is going to be lost. Again, so on whose side is NLC really working for?
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right, Alamin. Whose side is the NLC working for? Same question Nigerians are asking right there, especially when we look at who should be captured or who are those captured within the process. Hello, good morning. Yes, good morning, Obasanjo.
It's Obasanjo from Amali.
Yeah.
I know the spokesperson of APC have come up on board. Sir, I am telling
No,
you,
no,
Nigeria.
Alamin. That's sorry, I beg your pardon, Obasanjo. Please,
Yes, sir.
let's not do that. I
Yes.
warn strongly against that. Please, let's
I
not do that.
understand you.
Let's not do that.
Sir.
You should apologize, please.
Yes.
Please.
I apologize.
Please.
I apologize.
Thank you.
I apologize to
Please.
it, sir.
All right, let's go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir, if you can just look at it, one single politician will steal about how many billions of naira? One person will steal that amount. We are asking the federal, the labor union are asking for their stipends from the pains that this administration put Nigerian into. So we are asking, or they are asking for that. Give us. Why? Because if you give me 400,000, if I go to market, I will buy rice, I will buy beans, I will my school fees, I will be paying the house rent. All are inside of 500,000 or 400,000 in a month. Sir, is that something to come over and say we want to blame it? The Senate President, who has been a minister, who has been a governor, who is collecting the pension from his state, who has been during his time as a minister, billions of NDDC went out loose without up to date. No, somebody has not been called upon and said, Honorable Minister, off your mind. Where is that billions of naira? The SSG, the secretary to the federal government, sir, who has been a governor in Benue State, sir, all of them are deceitful.
All right.
All of them,
All right,
from
Obasanjo.
the secretary to the Senate President to the Speaker to the Minister, all are deceiving Nigerians.
Okay, Obasanjo, that's not right. You can't say everybody's deceiving Nigerians, please. That's not a statement of fact, so that you don't shoot yourself in the waist. But then the truth is, we cannot also take away the fact that there are people within the government who are sabotaging the process. If you also recall, at some point the president had also made mention of such, that there are people who will be sabotaging the process, but they will be taken out, the president had assured. And just recently, we saw him in the giant stride that he made, where he said to his ministers and said, hey, all of you have to come and show your report cards. I need to know what it is that you've done, the progress report. And he has also made a statement saying that, look, should I find anybody wanting in their places of office or duty, such a person would be taken out. But we're still talking about the NLC, federal government issue and the strike that has just started today. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, please. Good morning.
This is Ben online.
Sorry?
Ben online.
Ben, where are you calling from, Ben?
I'm calling from Madala.
From Madala. Ben, let's have your thoughts on this.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Now, this issue is becoming unbecoming.
Right.
If the NSC and TUC and federal government are talking about minimum wage of increase, so what are they waiting for? As what the speaker said, the last one said, who is losing? If the workers are old, and at the end of the day they will still pay the money, or they will agree. Now, what are we even fighting for? Now, from 600,000, they shifted it to 494, and the federal government is giving 3,000. At the end of the day, it's 57 to 33,000 naira. This, to me, this government is an imaginary stipend. What are they going to do with it? But some people don't understand. They are paying for trillion. Please, my own opinion, let this government go and sit and answer the labor. Let what they have. Are they not collecting more money there? The vehicle they approve for, they still want 60 million for everybody. Please, I don't want to go far. I don't want to offend anyone.
All right, understood.
Let the government sit down and obey the instructions. Let them go and pay.
All right. Thank you.
If you ask them, how much are you people agitating for?
Yeah.
So much. Put on another. If we shift ground, we shift ground. You forget about sentiment.
All right, forget about sentiments. You say, Ben. Straight to the word. You say, hello, good morning.
Good morning, Yudi.
Yes, good morning to you, please.
This is Moses.
Moses, welcome back. Yeah.
I think the issue of NLC with the government and the state. In fact, these are people who voted them there. We voted them there.
Right.
It is the duty of the government to make sure that they have to take care of the masses for their welfare. And as a good governance, you ought to have what you render to your people.
Right.
Is that not so?
Right, yeah.
Like your own children, you don't expect somebody from outside to compel you to know what is good for your children. You make sure as a father, you make provision for these children to have a good living. You don't expect anybody to compel you. The way you know what is good for yourself. If people in government know what is good, especially the producers know what is good for them, and they can fight for themselves, without even when there were money that was to be shared to the masses of this country, the state governors say they should give them that money. They will know what to do. So where I'm going to hit my point is that
right.
Every state has allocation from the federal government. Apart from what they generate from the state. Somebody, one person, just like one of your callers said, one person in this country, a politician, can embezzle this money under corruption. So if the NLC are demanding what they are demanding, it doesn't mean they are going to give the 400 per se, but let them move a bit what will be of a help to the country. 70,000, tell me, sir, can you put 70,000 when you have 5 children or 6 children?
Well, they actually said 60,000 is what they're proposing. Okay. I get that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
The economic meltdown now.
Yeah. All right, Moses.
Can you sustain with your family with 70,000?
I get that. Some question right there.
Please, the government should look inwardly and see the condition of what the masses are going through.
Okay,
and
Moses.
To also come to a negotiating table. What will be a best at a living wage. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Well, despite efforts by the National Assembly leadership to convince the labor unions to suspend the strike has commenced. Well, the labor unions have insisted that the strike will continue until their demands are met. I've got bills to pay. Let's go pay these bills. We'll be right back in a short bit. This is Eagles Outlook right here on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. Don't go away.
102.3 Abuja.
Please listen to this announcement. Luxler Construction Limited presents a limited time offer on its off-plan price for Kasana houses till June 15th. Grab these incredible deals. 4-bedroom terrace duplex at 40 million naira. 3-bedroom terrace duplex at 35 million naira. 2-bedroom flat at 23 million naira. And 3-bedroom flat at 28 million naira. The first 2 buyers of the 3-bedroom duplex will get it at 33 million naira. For Life Camp, the ongoing project is still available and many subscribers are moving into the estate. 3-bedroom terrace duplex at 43 million naira and 4-bedroom terrace duplex at 52 million naira. Covered by NHF and rent-to-own scheme. They also offer 6 to 12 months flexible payment plans. For more information, contact Luxler Construction Limited at 070-5758-2753. That is 070-5758-2753. Secure your dream house now.
You are about to experience orgasm.
My people, the thing where they happen for my area, eh?
Do you think I will not find out that you have contract to bring fresh girls?
I brought you from the gutters. Who gave you all the connects? MDG who? Without me, you would have been nobody. But
Join Media Coalition and Awareness to Halt Human Trafficking, MICAT, on I Wish I Knew radio drama every Saturday at 10 a.m. Let us join hands and kick human trafficking out of our communities. I Wish I Knew radio drama, brought to you by MICAT in partnership with the National Agency for Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, and funded by the Embassy of Denmark in Nigeria.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
I suppose it was inevitable. Eagles 102.3.
Alright, it's still the 3rd day in the month of June 2024. It's a Monday. Yes, it is a Monday. And we're still talking about what's going on right about now in Nigeria, where the NLC and the TUC, the organized labor that is, have decided to go on a strike. That's right. And the strike, as many have believed and perceived, talking about the Senate president, he had come out to saying that efforts to convince the leadership of the labor had proven abortive, and that the action of labor, Nigeria's labor, would paralyze the economy, and it will bring more hardship to Nigerians. And it's also very noteworthy the fact that the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, that is the NERC, if you recall, and on April 3rd approved an increase in electricity tariff for customers in Band A classification from 66 naira to a whopping 225 naira per kilowatt an hour, right? And the tariff also attracted, public outcry and calls for its reversal. And now the organized labor reacted by giving NERC, and the federal government an ultimatum of May 31. So it was not just the federal government that had that deadline at the time. Even the NERC had the deadline to reverse the electricity tariff hike yet there. And labor unions had also given, a May 31 ultimatum to the federal government to finalize the new national minimum wage fixing process for workers. If you also remember that there was a 37-man panel committee to set up to look into these issues, and it always brings me the thought of, okay, so there has been a committee put together to look into these, right? Shouldn't the committee have been able to, engage with the, relevant stakeholders, indeed looking into these matters and issues and bringing forth what is something tangible, something Nigerians and the labor would say, okay, oh wow, that is some effort, right? I'm not going to peg, a number to, or a figure to what it should be. It is your place to tell me that, but at least something that should indeed reflect that the government indeed feels what Nigerians are feeling, especially when it comes to national minimum wage. Well, 60,000 could be fair, but is it good enough just yet? 0907 353 0044 is that number to call. The other number is 0908 766 8888, and the WhatsApp portal number is 0909 705 4450. Hello and good morning. All right, that's the miss though. Okay, so be sure to also send your voice note to the WhatsApp portal in case you also want to get involved in the conversation, and we would have that conversation going through just in a bit. We'll get through with our guest. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Yes, good morning to you.
Olushola calling from Central Area.
Sorry, I didn't get your name. What's your name?
Thank you. Olushola.
What's your name? Olushola. Okay, Olushola from Central Area. Olushola, welcome aboard. Let's get it very quickly.
Thank you. On issue of labor.
Yes, brother. Please. Yeah.
To me, I'm being affected or benefiting directly or indirectly.
Right.
But what is not realistic is not realistic.
Okay.
This is tripartite committee unity, which involves other stakeholders. If the government can meet up their demand, can the private sector and the state can meet up their demand?
Mm-hmm.
I said, my brother, in the offices where these people are working, there are some cleaner security guards that are collecting 18,000, 25,000 respectively monthly salary. What are we going to eat? I didn't know human being. Unfortunately, again, in the government worker we are talking about, there are some agencies and parastatals even collecting more than what these people are demanding. I didn't know the same government worker.
Right.
We have them to do harmonization of salary. When you are looking at politicians, this is another topic of its own, which is restructuring totally. To me, I don't even support what they are collecting the lawmakers. And I don't even support the number of lawmakers we have from each state in the federal.
Okay.
But this is restructuring entirely. We should not be mixed up with demanding. Why should you shut off the national grid from those who are not government workers? I think there must be a law on the extent as a worker you can go. If you are not satisfied with government, what government is giving you, there's a way of doing it, not shutting down even private sector.
Okay.
If all people that are enjoying life, are they government workers?
Right.
What are they doing? The monthly deduction that are made on workers by the labourers, what are they using it to do? Can they use it to purchase vehicle that the conferencing because the worker from Suleja, from Kefi to central area? Why? Why should we leave this thing to central government alone?
Okay.
It's not done like that.
All right, thank you.
It's not done like that.
Yeah.
We should look at what it. Why are we not considering our colleagues? Even in our stations and other stations, can they meet up what they are demanding? Or are we sure we're going to be selfish alone?
Well, you've asked some selling question right there. Let's also give space so other members can contribute to the conversation. Thank you so much. Well, I'm with my guest now, Dr. Austin Mahal. I know it's a short time. I know it's impromptu. I apologize.
Good morning.
Yes,
good morning, Daniel. Always to be here, especially when we are discussing issues of national importance.
Exactly.
Of this nature.
Exactly. Well, the Attorney General of the Federation and the Minister of Justice, that's talking about Lateef Fagbemi, has notified the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, and the Trade Union Congress, telling them that this strike that has been embarked upon today, June 3rd, is illegal. It said it's unlawful and he also said that it is unconstitutional. And in fact, he had said that they should get back on the negotiation table and shelve the strike, as this will indeed disrupt quite a number of things, in the country. He had also faulted the mode of its declaration as being in gross violation of the labor laws. What are your thoughts on all of this? Yeah. Are you there?
Hello.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
I want to drop them now.
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
Hello,
what are your thoughts?
hello.
Go ahead.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that the Attorney General, the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation, is taking the position he has taken. And at the end of the day, what Nigerians will interpret that to mean as if it's a kind of delay tactics by the federal government to stall the negotiation. See, this negotiation has been going on for upward of about the last 3 months. In fact, the negotiation started since last year. Government, in its own wisdom, this set.
Hello, are you there? Oh, I think we lost him right there. Well, we will get back and
the subnational, the state and local government,
yes,
to reach a negotiated settlement on this contentious issue of a national minimum wage. But you find out that from the report we've gotten so far, government on its part, the state government, local, and the organized private sector, they've not shown enough commitment to ensuring that this negotiation is seen through. They have been delaying even when Labour gave notice that, look, by the end of May, if no agreement is reached, we'll be forced to go on strike. Labour did give enough notice. And if we have a committed government who wanted to resolve this issue, Labour gave enough notice to ensure that all parties.
Hello? Oh, come on. I'm trying to get back with him right there. And he was making some statement saying that the labor... okay.
To me, as far as I'm concerned, all these attempts or this statement emanating from the office of the Attorney General, they are just last-minute statement in order to throw spanners in the works.
But doctor,
government, or what government needs to do, it should.
Yeah, doctor, can you hear me? Okay, so we would really try to get back to Dr. Austin Maho and have the conversation right there. Well, he was given, what he feels that the federal government should do and could have done to get it rightly, to make it better and to ensure that some of these needs and demands by the organized labor was indeed, listened to and at least some succor being, put into the process so that everybody would indeed be happy and satisfied one way or the other. Still taking your calls. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you.
Yeah. My name is Omotayo, reaching you from Galadima.
All right, Omotayo. Welcome aboard.
Thank you so.
Yes.
Thank you so much. You see, Dr. Udwan.
Yes, please.
Let's leave this plenty. What was it called? Integrity that we need to go into.
Right.
When we are talking about this minimum wage issue, the challenge that they are demanding for, and first the real issue, how much is the what they call the National Assembly? How much are they collecting as prayers in their accounts every time? How much is their sitting allowance? How much is their other allowance? What is the hazard they are exposed to as parliamentary? What's it called? National Assembly members. What hazard? What tradition? But when you put all of those things together, look at the federal government workers in some of the agencies and starters. If you know their allowances alone, you will know what we're talking about. Look, all of these things are just cheating the downtrodden masses, people who are at the bottom of the ladder. All of this is cheating them. Let us review all of these things. Look, if you are not exposed to hazard, there's no need collecting the hazard allowance. For God's sake, we know all of these corruptions. Why are they hiding under the corner and saying what a labor is asking for is exorbitant? When we know very economy is improving.
Waledun, yeah.
Waledun, yes. He said the inflation is going down. That is to say they are making progress. Put this money into the masses. The masses are the people you are representing. If not for the masses, you cannot be in government as government representative. So let them stop. I hate the fact that they are saying the money is not there, it's exorbitant. Come out with a real amount, a possible something that people can take home and be comfortable and stop dilly-dallying. And then let me tell the masses, Nigerians, the Nigerian Labour Congress is not the only people to fight for you. You voted your National Assembly members and House of Rep members, honorables them. You voted them to represent you. If they are not representing you, then sorry. Labour cannot represent those who are not workers. That's not the problem. Me too, I'm not a worker. But I know that it is not just for Labour alone.
Yeah.
It's also for our senators and honorable House of Rep members. Thank you so much.
To do the needful, Omotayo. Thank you so much. Well, the AGF, citing various laws, relevant laws, had insisted that both the NLC and the TUC ought to have served a 15-day notice on the federal government before contemplating any strike action. But yet, another discourse, another angle to it would be the fact that this is not like it's a fresh conversation. This has been a conversation that has been ongoing between the national, the federal government and the organized labor. So the 15-day notice, well. Anyways, that is what he said. And Fagbemi also had said that the two bodies talking about the TUC and the NLC had violated the International Labor Organization ILO laws.
Why did you go back?
Yeah, and because the conditions precedent for declaration of strike action were neither employed nor met. And he also said the order of the National Industrial Court of Nigeria, which barred the NLC and TUC from going on strike, is still in force and binding on all parties in the labor dispute. Hello, Dr. Maho, are you there?
Yeah.
Well,
David, I'm here.
Nigerians are saying that, look, hey, enough of all of these. That the allowances that the National Assembly members, probably have as hazard allowances here and there, some other allowances here and there, that it's not necessary. Just like Omotayo had mentioned, that look, if we cut down on all of these, there'll be monies. There'll be monies to indeed, get through to the average or the Nigerian labor force. What is your take on this?
No, like I was saying earlier on, the argument of labor has always been consistent.
Okay.
That is the search for a living wage. It's all about a living wage.
Okay.
It's not enough to say a national minimum wage and labor, make a negotiation based on the whim of the federal government, which is not reflective of the daily reality of the average Nigerian.
Oh, okay. Right. Well, that's a loss, though. But let's see what your thoughts will be, because it seems as though even the Nigerian Maritime, agency is also saying that, look, we are going to shut down as it stands. We are shutting down, and the government is saying if all of these, come on board, and they say they're screaming shutting down here and there, that might indeed cripple the economy and all of that. And this is just one of the fears. I mean, the Nigerians are having. The Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria, had said they will shut down the ports, they will shut down the terminals, they will shut down the jetties, and that this will be in compliance with organized labor's, indefinite strike action right there. Well, we're still taking your calls though. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning to you, please. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is John from Niger.
John from Niger State, yeah? All right, John, let's go straight to it very quickly.
Okay, very quick one.
Yes, please.
As much as I don't really like Nigerian Labour Union, because I've never seen any time that we hear Nigerian Labour Union going on strike.
Yeah.
For kidnapping and killing is happening around. As if government workers or civil servants are not involved in all these entities. I'm looking forward to the time that we see Nigerian Labour Union going on indefinite strike. or insecurity that until we find a lasting solution, all this kidnapping and kidnapping around here. But however, let me just put it this way that I don't know, and I don't know maybe it's constitutional, that probably president or the president of a nation will call or at least have like a stakeholder which labor will be involved before they go on in any policy or whatsoever.
Okay.
Our president went ahead, and the very first day of inauguration, he continued by saying that subsidy is done. I don't know whether he has consulted, and if he knows that we need this long term to see through the possibilities of the living wages, why not let the subsidy removal wait?
Yeah.
And put them in question.
Okay.
Let every stakeholder be on one table and discuss this.
Okay.
Before they go ahead and remove it.
Okay.
Is that one impossible?
All right. Thank you.
And they're telling us that it's impossible to pay. It won't work.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, John. Yeah, it won't work that way. Labor should be enshrined in the processes just before policies are being made. That might just be the way out. Good morning. This issue now is becoming unbecoming. Let the federal government lift or shift ground. As earlier said, we all know that 494,000 naira is not realistic, but let them do the needful. Government is using delay tactics since last year. AGF is now saying the strike is illegal. Where were they since 3 months ago? Okay, let the shutdown continue. No going back. All right, Ben from Adela right there is saying that I really support the strike, please. Okay, Ben, you support the strike. Well, I'm seeing this one too right here. It says, good morning to you, my brother. Good morning to you too. Congratulations. Okay, am I getting the right message now? Yes, I am. Okay, I'm not sure. It's not, this would have been an earlier message. I think it's still waiting to come through. Well, anyways, I wish we had more time, but we could still look into this and even tomorrow and bring it to your audiovisual consciousness, because this is a matter that is indeed taken, a different turn. At first, we thought it was going to be a peace broker, but that brokering is not brokering enough, and we just hope that we get a better deal, in the end, and that this crippling of the economy, which of course the federal government is saying would not also continue, and that also the federal government will shift grounds and look into the matter as it concerns the Nigeria labor. But this message is going to be the last that I'll be taking. I see your calls, but we will not jump into that. After this, we call it a close, and then tomorrow might have a continuation of it. Good morning, my brother Udrak Daniel. Good morning to you. This is Samuel from Kuje. Thank you, Samuel, for joining in. My brother UD, when a child is not happy with the way and manner he's being treated by the parents, the child will be forced to look outside the box for a solution. What will it take the governments to do the right thing? They should listen to the cries of the poor masses in this country. You can't beat the child and say the child should not cry. Nigeria is for all of us, and not for few individuals, you say. Have a wonderful day. All right, thank you so much for that one, Samuel. And of course, I want to say a big thank you to our guest on short notice. He stepped up the plate and he put his voice, into the discourse. That's talking about none other but Dr. Austin Maho. He is a lecturer as well as a publisher with Daybreak newspaper. Thank you for